record All right. All right, guys, welcome to our call. We are super excited to have Heather DeAndrea with us, sharing her story and her comeback. I call it the comeback story. But just a little preface to her. She is a diamond coach of Team Swoop's Nation. She signed up as a coach on, I think the exact date was October 1st, 2012, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Woo, 2012. So it's been 5 years. She was my first Canadian coach, one of the first Canadian coaches in Canada. She signed up like right when she heard
Canada opened.
Yeah, the day Canada opened. And it was my Summit pictures, or one of the trips. I think it was Summit, right?
It was Summit, yeah. Your 2012 Summit, yeah.
So sharing the Summit pictures, and she was so excited. She was just waiting for Canada to open so she could sign up. And she was actually, if you guys hear me talk about the first message I've ever received where someone was excited that, you know, they finally finished their program and they lost, you know, 15, 20 pounds, and they finally finished P90X, I'm talking about Heather. That first message that I received that lit me up, like lit me on fire, and was like, gosh, you know, I'm helping people and I want to do this every single day and I want to get more messages like this. And she was the one that was like, gosh, I've done P90X so many times, and because of you and your group, I finally finished P90X. So those messages will happen to you guys. You guys will get those messages, and when you do, just keep going. And that's definitely what lit me on fire. So Heather also won the Team Spirit Award at our summit 2 years ago. She got a little award, and it's definitely fitting because she's our team cheerleader. She lifts me up. She'll sit here and tell you that Brian and I help her, but she lifts us up every day. Like, she knows the right things to say at the right times. If I'm having a bad day, she's right in there chiming in and sending me a message or a voice message or calling me. She's just amazing. She has the biggest heart ever. Right?
She calls you. She doesn't call. She calls me every day.
Messages. You guys talk on the phone too, but no, she.
I actually had to block her. She was calling me too much.
Yeah, they're always Zooming. They have like a Heather and Brian Zoom a lot, and they kick me out of the room. Like, get out of here, Amy. So, I see how it is. Oh, swooped. Anyway, so she did hit a standstill in her business, and I talked about this in my post, but it was a trip to Punta Cana that changed the game for her. And, you know, now she's super consistent. She's sharing her story really consistently, and she's being her authentic self. And that's what I think that you guys are going to take away from this, is that you really just have to be yourself in this business. You know, no apologies, you know, just be you. And Heather will share more about how she got that fire back. So take it away, Heather. It's all yours.
Thank you so much. So as Amy told you guys, I signed up in 2012, basically just because of her summit pictures. So posting your life can attract the right people. So don't be afraid to post, and I'm talking on your wall, okay? Post on your wall, because that can attract people. And she definitely helped me get the results that I needed. Amy came into my life at the perfect time as well, because I lost my job. I was not working. I was depressed. I was gaining a lot of weight. I was miserable. I actually did not want to have sex.
No.
Okay, everybody that knows me, you're like, oh my gosh, yes, that happened. And I one day went into Facebook and I typed in Beachbody and I found Amy's group, and that's how we connected.
Oh, Heather, sorry. Where is she?
No worries. It's okay.
Sorry.
You don't want me to talk. I get it. So if you guys see me looking down, I have my notes so that I don't get off topic here and kind of go all over the place. So when I signed on with Amy, back then I did not have a clear focus of my why, to be honest with you, for signing up as a coach. I didn't realize the importance of having a proper why. I did everything wrong that you're not supposed to do as a new coach that they tell you. I vomited Beachbody all over my wall. I posted links all over my wall. I was that idiot with my Shakeology shaker. I was like, buy from me. It's so good. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. I deleted all my pictures off of my Facebook from the past from that, because that is just brutal. I quickly opened up a like page. I quickly opened up a free group. Amy was great, and she helped me sign a few coaches. She got on the phone with the people that were interested, and she closed the deal for me because I did not know how to do it. And I lost those people as fast as I gained them because I didn't nurture them. I was not a proper leader with these people. I kind of just was like, okay, well, I signed them and I'm done. And now Amy and Brian will do all the work in their group and I don't have to do anything. And that's a crappy leader, to be honest with you, because when you sign people, you need to take them under your wing and you need to work with them. You can't just think that your upline is going to do everything for you. That's not the way things work in the business. So that was a big lesson that I had to learn. My free group was crap. It was absolute crap. No one posted, no one did anything, and I got very frustrated with that. And at the time, I also didn't understand the importance of Success Club. So I know a lot of people get frustrated because they're not hitting Success Club, and they may give up because they're like, I can't do this. It's too difficult. I don't know what to do. You guys should know that in my first 8 months of a coach, I did not hit Success Club, not once. First 8 months. It took me until my first summit. I went at the end of June. I was there for 2 days, and I ended up with Success Club 8 after 2 days because of all the knowledge that I learned from there. When I went to my summit, I wasn't about the business. I was about the social aspect, meeting people, meeting the trainers, doing the workouts, all the fun stuff, which is great. Like, it's important, but it wasn't the bread and butter of everything, the meat and potatoes, I should say. And if you notice, my excitement didn't have anything to do with the important parts, like the general sessions and the workshops and, where you really learn about the business. However, while I was there, the one workshop that did stand out to me was about branding. Branding yourself was a huge, huge wake-up call for me. So while I was actually at Summit is when I came up with my brand, which I call Swoobs, which is sweaty boots for anybody that doesn't know. And I shut down my free group. I renamed it Swoobs. I shut down my like page. I renamed it Swoobs. And I really found the value in the branding, which I will get back to that eventually. I'll get back to that later in the call. In 2014, I had my second child. I had a son, and I decided to take a break from coaching. I decided not to work the business at all, actually. Like, I didn't post in my free group. I didn't post on my wall. I hid my pregnancy from Facebook. Very few people even knew I was pregnant. Amy and Brian knew, and a couple of the other coaches knew, but I kept it from people because that's just was the way that I did. And some people may think, you went an entire year not coaching, and why didn't I quit? And part of the reason I didn't quit was because of the community that I built up, the friendships that I built. So, I mean, I'm like this with Amy and Brian. I'm like this with Crystal, and these are my people. And I didn't want to quit coaching because I needed them in my life still. And the other reason I didn't quit coaching, to be honest with you, is because everybody and their mothers on Facebook knew that I was a coach. I put it out there. Everybody knew that I was a coach. And when I first signed up as a coach, I had people that said this was fleeting. You're not going to last. You're going to do this for a couple of weeks and get bored. I had people who were waiting like animals, waiting for dinner for me to fail. And if there's one thing you know about me, I will never, ever, ever give anybody that fucking satisfaction of seeing me fail. You're not going to do it. Like, you're just not going to do it. I'm stubborn that way. So that was the main reason why I didn't quit back in 2014. So what changed? Because I was dogging it, to be honest with you. So basically, it took me about 4 years to finally believe in my capabilities. And my capability with regards to Success Club trip. So, in the beginning of the year, they have you sign up for the Success Club trip, and you can earn it, but you have to meet certain requirements. And for 4 years, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe I had the capabilities to follow through and to hit the Success Club and do what I needed to do. So I never signed up for it. So finally, I earned the trip in 2016, but I never signed up in 2015 for it because I didn't believe in myself, and I regretted it like you wouldn't believe when I had to see all the other coaches on their cruise, enjoying themselves and having a good time, and I was sitting my ass at home because of self-limiting beliefs. Can kick you right in the ass. So that was a big down moment for me, because I could have been there enjoying it as well, and I wasn't. So to me, that's a prime example of how doubt can kill your dreams faster than failure ever could. So I'll say it again. Doubt can kill your dreams faster than failure ever could. Just hold on to that and remember that, because that is a big deal. So what changed for me is I finally in 2016, I signed up for the Success Club trip that was coming up in 2017. I went to Punta Cana, brought my husband, which was super exciting because we had not been away together since our honeymoon 9 years ago. So this was our very first trip together without the kids. And one night at dinner, he decided not to sit with me. And I was like, he's an asshole. And I didn't understand why. He sat at a different table. He sat beside Brian. And I was like, what the F? I didn't understand why. He decided that he wanted to talk to Brian about why I was stuck where I was, which was basically a hamster in a spinning wheel. I was just spinning. I was cruising. I was doing this. Wasn't going up, wasn't going down. I was just kind of existing type thing. And basically I was stuck for the past 4 years because I was coasting. I wasn't putting everything into coaching that I needed to put in. I realize and I know that the two reasons that I was coasting was because I have two big weaknesses that I never worked on and that I always backed away from and I always shied away from. And those two weaknesses held me back from being successful, and it even held me back from trying to be successful, which is even worse. I didn't even try to be successful because I was scared. So the two things that held me back is, number one, consistency. I was not consistent. And if you guys think of consistency like your challengers, okay? The reason challenge groups work so well is because people need somebody to hold them accountable. People will do really well for 2 months, get those results, and then they'll kind of just fall back into their bad habits again. And that's what I was doing as a coach, is I would be really good. I'd be on point for 2 months. I'd be kicking ass, posting, sharing my journey, sharing whatever, posting my workouts. And then I slacked for 2 months and I did nothing. And then I'd come back again and then I'd slack again. So when you keep coming back and leaving and coming back and leaving, people don't trust you because they don't know if you're going to ever come back again, to be honest with you. They don't know if you're going to make a comeback. They don't know if you're going to show up tomorrow or you're just going to slack like you've been doing on and off. They also don't believe in you, what you can do for them, if you're not consistent in your own self, because you need to lead by example and show them that you are going to show up every freaking day for them. So that's why they can believe in you and believe that you have their best interest at heart and believe that you can do everything you say you're going to do. So this is mainly a matter of you've got to show by your actions and not by your words. Because, I mean, we all can say whatever the hell we want. We can blow smoke up everybody's asses. But if they see you showing up every single day, no matter what, that makes the biggest deal possible. The other reason that I wasn't successful, and Brian, oh, fuck me, he brought it out and he told me plain out. He said that I was not sharing the coaching opportunity. So he said that I was sensitive about the coaching opportunity, and he's absolutely right. I was not sharing about the opportunity. I was scared to share about it, which is really crazy, honestly, because I've always considered myself a balls to the wall. I don't care what other people think. Guys, I have dicks all over my wall, okay? I swear all the time. I have the most obnoxious things all over my wall, yet I couldn't go to somebody and say, hey, I think you'd be a really great coach. I have this opportunity to share with you. So that is a demon that I had to face. And the way that Brian made me face it is he made me create a document where he said to me, I printed this out and I have this at work now. So if you guys can see that. Yep, I have this with me at home. I have this with me at work. So I printed one like this, but then I also printed one where it says, I will overcome it. Right? Because it's not good enough just to say that you need to overcome it. You have to say that you will overcome it. So that was a big turning point for me. And I have that at home and I have it posted at my full-time job. So that night, after my husband spoke to Brian, we went back to the room. We did not have sex. We did not have sex that night. But that's okay. We won't talk about that. But you know what? He did tell me plain out. He told me I need to stop half-assing it, is what he said to me. He said, either piss or get off the pot. Figure out what it is that you want to do in this business or stop doing it. Because the little effort that I was putting in was still effort, but it wasn't doing anything for me. So if I was willing to put in that little effort, imagine what I could have accomplished if I just added a little bit more effort to that and made it consistent. So the next day at the pool, I spent the entire day talking to Amy, talking to Brian, talking to Michelle, talking to Megan. I was breaking their balls that day about business. Like I was really getting into it with them about business. I was asking them for their ideas, asking them where they thought that I needed to strengthen, where my weaknesses were, what I needed to be doing. And, they shared with me their daily routines. They shared with me what they did in their challenge groups, how they were growing their free groups, how they came up with their daily posts. They gave me this abundance of knowledge, where I was like, oh my gosh, they simplified it for me and it made it seem so doable and so easy. But the problem is my brain at the time wasn't in business mode. So, we didn't talk about drinking and parties and shopping and all this other crap that I was preoccupied with a few years back at Summit. We made it all about business. So at that point on that beach, it hit me that I had to change my mindset. I had to see coaching as a business instead of just a hobby. And that is where the change happened. It is a business. It is not a hobby. If you treat it as a hobby, you're going to get paid as a hobby. You're going to work it as a hobby, and you're not going to grow because it's a freaking hobby. If you treat it as a business, that's where that mind shifts, and that's how you're going to work. You're going to work it as a business. Everything you do is a business. I have a full-time job. I know how to work a business. I know how to deal with business. I can't go to my full-time job and expect to keep getting a paycheck if I'm going to pretend it's a bloody hobby. My boss will fire my ass. So that's where the mindset changed. The other thing that I realized at the time is that your why for this business needs to be stronger than just, I want to help people. I want to help people. Because then you sound like Miss America saying, I want to save the world. Well, you're not going to save the motherfucking world. We already know that's not going to happen. So your why has to be greater. It's got to be bigger. And for me, a lot of people's whys is that they want to leave their full-time job. I struggle with that because I don't hate my full-time job. I like my boss. He's great. So I felt like I wasn't motivated. But now for me, I spend 45 minutes to an hour in the car driving to work. I spend 45 minutes to an hour driving home from work. That is my life wasted every single day. And thinking about the fact that those 2 hours of my life, I could actually be spending it with my kids. I could be spending it doing fun things with them. I could spend it doing things that actually matter. This started to get my why going. And also realizing that in the corporate world, you can only make so much money. And then you're going to hit the roof. Like you're going to hit the ceiling, I should say. You can only make so much. I don't care what career you are in, unless you work for yourself. That is the only way that your finances and how much you make could be unlimited, is if you work for yourself. My why actually just changed again the other day, I should say, is because my husband has back problems. He's had back issues for the past, I think about 10 years now. And, he's working on our backyard right now, and he put in a full day's work working on the backyard. And then the next day he was laid up on the couch all day. And he forced himself to go to his full-time job, hunched back over, and he felt like shit. And then I felt like shit. And I thought, if I worked this business 5 years ago, I would have been making enough where he didn't have to go to work. He could be laid up on the couch and I could be touching him instead. So that's a much better way to do it. That's a much better way to do it. That's my why right now. I'm sorry, but it is. So seriously though, your why will keep changing, but it needs to be more important than just wanting to help people. And it's okay if your why is selfish. Some people feel that they can't have a selfish why. It has to be, I want to help people. None of us work for free. Nobody drives a bus for free. Nobody works at a library for free. Nobody teaches at a school for free. Why should you fucking work for free? Why should you not get paid to help other people? You're good at what you do. You should get paid for that, and you shouldn't make any apologies for it. And that's why I was afraid of the coaching opportunity, because I was making apologies for wanting to do these things. She's gonna meet me again.
I came behind you, watch it, and you walked away.
She's gonna meet me again. Okay, the other things that changed for me is my team. I have a badass team of girls, and they all want to quit their jobs. That's all of their whys. They've all stated that they want to quit their jobs. So I realized that I need to be the leader for them and step up for them in order to make their dreams come true, because their dreams are now my dreams. So, I mean, these girls mean everything to me. I love them. They are my friends. They were my friends before I signed them as coaches. And, so for them, I realized that I needed to grow this business. So you may be wondering some of the changes that I finally put into play since coming back from Punta Cana that helped me, get to where I need to be. Evenings. So in the evenings, my kids go to bed at 7:30. And in the past, I used to put the kids to bed, and I would sit my ass on the couch and I would watch TV until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I no longer do that. I don't watch TV anymore. I was the person who watched every bloody Real Housewives of whatever. And the Real Housewives, those bitches were making all this goddamn money, living this lavish life, and there's me making no goddamn money watching them. What the hell is the point? No point at all. So I stopped watching TV in the evenings, put the kids to bed at 7:30, and from 8 to 10:30, 11 o'clock, I am on my computer doing what I need to do business-wise. And I have a plan set in front of me every single night about what I need to accomplish. So evenings completely changed. My mornings, I wake up at 4:30 every morning. Everybody knows that about me. I'm an early riser. And before, what I used to do is I used to wake up at 4:30 and I would just scroll through the Facebook news feed all bloody morning until it was time to do my workout. And that got me absolutely nowhere. It got me nowhere. So now I wake up at 4:30, I drink my Energize, I send out my messages to people from my like page ads, I make new contacts, I add people to my free group, and I follow up with my challengers. And then from 5 to 5:15, I schedule my post for my wall, I schedule my post for my free group, and I schedule my post for my like page. And that's what I do with my mornings, and then I go work out. The other thing that was a big deal for me is I have total ADD when it comes to Facebook. I'm just oh my gosh, it pinged squirrel and I'll go look at whatever happened. So I killed my Facebook newsfeed. I was told about killing your Facebook newsfeed months ago, and I never had the balls to do it. But I can't tell you guys how much time that I wasted. Hours I wasted scrolling through Facebook newsfeed, checking out what everybody was doing, getting sucked into those stupid ass questionnaires about who you're going to look like in 10 years or who you're going to marry, things that mean nothing in your life at the end of the day. Watching useless videos when I could have been doing something productive that would have grew my business. And those were time wasters. And you have to figure out what part of your life is wasting time. And I mean time, it's wasting things that you could be doing to grow your business is what I mean by that. So to me, now when I'm on social media, I always have it in my mind. If it does not grow my business, I don't do it. That's just what it is. If it doesn't grow my business, I don't do it. And that's just it. I finally created an avatar, which at the time when I heard people talking about it, I thought it was kind of foolish. And I was like, I can't do this. And I didn't really understand it at first. And then I started to recognize that I myself was attracting certain people. And I work better if I attract my tribe, my type of people. So by creating an avatar, instead of talking to everybody, I was able to funnel who I was talking to. So instead of talking to people that I couldn't relate to and would never be able to relate to me, I was able to funnel that and talk to the proper people that could relate to me so that I wasn't wasting their time and they're not going to waste my time. The next thing that I did is I started to write down my journey. Like, I'm talking even the beginning journeys. I'm talking about things that shaped me when I was in high school, things that shaped me as an adult, everything. I just started journaling things whenever I had the time, and I find little ways to share that with my follower. I incorporate bits and pieces of that into my posts so that people can get to know me, because things that I went through in high school, things that I went through as a young adult, it's going to appeal to somebody. It's going to appeal to people that are now going to be attracted to me. They're going to see that, you know, she may have had a shitty upbringing. She came from divorced parents. She this, she that, but this is the way she is now. And then they want to emulate you and they want to follow you, and they see this brightness around you, and that attracts them to you. And when they're attracted to you because of your story from the past, they start to trust you. And they don't see you as some coach trying to sell them something. They see you as a human being that they can relate to. The other thing I started doing, we started to have regular team calls, like outside of Team Rise Up. That's something that I didn't do before. I have regular check-ins with my coaches. You know, I talk to them on my drive into work. I talk to them on my drive home, so we keep very well connected with each other. Another thing I changed is live videos. I didn't think they were such a big deal, to be honest with you, but then I kind of fell into this thing called tub talk, where I was hiding from my kids one day in the bathroom, and I somehow now do all of my videos from the tub, and people expect me to do videos from the tub. And if I go too long not doing a video, I actually get called out by people. So this is good, because that means I've established a routine that people can come to count on, and they will call my ass out if they don't see it, which is great for me. That's amazing. And it's a great way for people to get to know you, because you don't have to talk about the business when you do live videos. You can talk about anything that you can relate to, anything about your day that you just want to bitch about. I got a lot of engagement one day because I was talking about how some woman at my child's daycare snubbed me because I never taken my daughter to McDonald's, and I'm a bad parent for that. So, you know, everybody really got into that, but whatever. Personal touch with your customers and your potentials. I didn't realize how important the personal messages were. You know, coaching has evolved from 10 years ago. Before 10 years ago, it was okay to just send out an email, send out a message, send out this here and there. But you are, I don't want to say competing necessarily, but you are in a market with so many other coaches. So you have to keep evolving with the times and do things that are make you stand out. And people can't get to know you on a personal level if they're just getting an email from you or a text or some message. When they get to see a video of your face and they see that you took the time to send them a voice message or a video, they are like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for connecting with me in this way. And I can't tell you the messages that I get back from people. And I'm not talking just connecting with people through video to check in on your challengers or to check in on somebody that you're trying to sell a challenge pack to. I'll just randomly send voice messages to people if they had a baby or if I'm just checking in, and it means the world to them that I thought about them and I just decided to check in on them. And this helps to build a foundation and a relationship with people that they'll remember you by. So when they're approached by the other sleazy, maybe sleazy coaches, because there are some out there, they're going to want to get to know you. They're going to, oh, Brian, that was rude. They're going to want to get to know you. They're going to want to be your friend. They're going to want to be mentored by you and coached by you. So that personal connection, even when it's not about a challenge pack sale or about inviting them to coaching or with intention, just do it because it means the world to them. And in 2 months, when you're struggling to make that SC sale, that's going to be the person that's going to be surprising you and reaches out to you and says, hey, I want to get in on what you're doing. A lot of people complain that they're short on time, and I was complaining about that too, because that I have a full-time job. I am out of the house every morning at 7:45. I don't get home till 5 o'clock. From 5 to 7:30, I'm with my kids. That's a non-negotiable for me. I will not do business while I'm spending those few hours in the evenings with my kids. So I used to be that coach that complained, but I have no time. I have no time. I have no time is like our challengers turning around and saying that they have no fucking time for exercise. It's bullshit. I'm sorry, but it is. It's bullshit. I am one busy bitch. I am. And I figure it out. I figure it out because if I want it, I'm going to friggin' figure it out. So one of the things that I do is the National Wake Up Call is on when I'm at work, and I should be listening at work to my work stuff. So I downloaded the National Wake Up Calls on my iPad. And I know a lot of you are like, I don't want to use my data. My husband explained to me that you can actually download to your iPad a bunch of National Wake Up Calls so that you can listen to it in your car ride to and from work without having to use your data. I think he downloaded like 22 of them for me. And so then after I'm finished listening to those 22, I erase them off of our iPad, and he downloads another 22 for me. So there's no reason not to be able to listen to the National Wake Up Call. I like to listen to my personal development while I'm cooking. I like to listen to the personal development when I'm getting ready in the mornings for work. And I like to do some personal development when I'm getting ready for bed or when I'm in bed about to go to sleep. So you can find the time. Trust me, if you can find the time for sex, you can find the time for personal development. Although I would not interchange them. I'm not going to lie. I won't give up one for the other. I'm sorry. I won't. Another thing that I just realized is for some reason I get these amazing ideas on my drive to work and I cannot write them down while I'm driving. So I use the little voice recorder on my phone while I'm driving, and I talk into the voice recorder whenever I get a bright idea for like an engagement post or for an ad idea or anything like that, because these ideas come to me at the worst times where I can't write them down. So I've got a shit ton of ideas on my phone, on my voice recorder, and when I need to get those ideas, I just go back to the phone. So that's a really good thing you guys should have with you. What else? One of the other things I wanted to just talk about is there's a lot of resources out there. Like Beachbody provides us with so many bloody resources out there. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do all these different things. And I will tell you guys, take advantage of those resources. Take advantage of them. But if you're like me, you may have been taking advantage of them, but not putting them into action. There's a difference. There's a huge difference right there, and that's where the disconnect is. You can listen to all the bloody National Wake Up Calls you want. You can listen, you can get on the team calls and make all the notes you want. You can get on your own team calls. It does not matter if you do not put into action what you guys are learning. And that's what I was not doing. I was not putting a damn thing into action. I attribute it like, I basically attribute it to being a, what do I call it? A career student. That's what I attribute it to being, okay? A career student is one of those people that are continuously taking different freaking courses and getting a shit ton of degrees, but they never go out in the real world and get a goddamn job. And you may wonder why. Do they like being in school and blowing all that money all the time? No, they're career students because of fear. They find it safer to keep being in school and to keep taking these courses than to actually get their ass out there in the real world and actually get a damn job and put into play what they learned. I was a career student. I read the damn books. I did the like page training that Brian provided. I was on the team calls. I did every damn thing I was supposed to do. I listened. I made the best notes. I have the best motherfucking notes you guys have ever seen in your life. Have they seen the light of day? No. Never seen the light of day. And I'm really sorry, by the way, if anybody's got kids listening. Like, I apologize. I am sorry. But basically, it's about fear. Because I can tell you guys right now, I had a great fear of failure. That's where my fear was, failure. So for me, if I was told these are the 10 things you need to do to be a successful Beachbody coach, I would do 8. Sometimes I would fucking even do 9. Maybe. I would even do 9 maybe. I literally didn't do that 10th one because then I had an excuse to fall back on for if I failed. And that excuse wouldn't have been me. It wouldn't have been because of me. By not doing all 10 things, I was able to say, oh, but I failed because I didn't do personal development. I failed because I didn't do whatever I was told to do. My issue is I feared that if I did all 10 things and still didn't get to where I needed to be and still didn't make rank or hit SC every single month, that it would destroy me. to be honest with you. And that's the fear that I had. Huge, huge fear. I still have that freaking fear, to be honest with you. It's still there. But it got to a point where I had to say, F it. I don't care anymore. I'm going to do all 10 things. And if I happen to fail, then I got to reevaluate what I was doing, figure out what I was doing wrong, and go back to the drawing board and try it again. So too often I've seen people in this business start coaching and they have really great success the first couple months or the first 3 months. They're like, oh my God, I'm on fire. This is amazing. And then they fall off. And then they think, maybe this is not for me. This business maybe sucks. I suck, all these different things. And they give up. But we have to remember, and I know it's so freaking cliche, inventors, they didn't give up. Artists, they didn't give up. All these people who are successful, they didn't give up. If they gave up, they wouldn't be successful. So I'd be a damn fool if I put in this much goddamn time and effort into this and I just gave up now without even reaching my potential or seeing how far that I could take it. I would be an idiot. I would be an absolute idiot. So, so basically I want to tell you guys, it doesn't matter how many YouTube videos you watch of the top coaches. It doesn't matter how many, we're doing the Josh Coates training right now. It doesn't matter if you guys take the training but don't apply it. If you're not going to apply it, don't even bother watching the shit because there's just no point. There's just no point. I get people reaching out to me saying that they wish that they could just put on Facebook or put on social media the stuff that I put on. Like in the Josh Coates training, I did a post in there where we had to show our engagement post. And I put one that said, how many of you had sex on your wedding day? And one of the girls in that group that I don't know, she's like, oh, I wish I could post something like that. So post it. Who cares? Post it. What are people going to say about you? People are going to freaking talk about you no matter what. They're going to talk about you either way. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But basically what I wanted to also tell people is I see these top coaches and I see people like Amy and Michelle and people are like, yeah, but I'm just not confident like them. And, once I reach that certain level of success, then I'll get confident. People are waiting to hit a certain SC mark to get confident. People are waiting to hit a certain rank to get confident. Let me tell you guys something. I am not a Success Club legend. I am not a Success Club all-star. I have not reached any freaking crazy rank out there. And I'm not going to sit there and wait to be confident. Because confidence doesn't come because you hit the rank. And it doesn't come because, you hit that level of SC. It doesn't come for that. It comes when you let it come. And the problem is if you're not confident, people are going to see that you're not confident. And I realized that whatever you're feeling on the inside, Carmen always told me this, you're putting back out there. Even if you don't think you're putting it out there, you're putting it out there. So people who are negative, you're putting it out there. If you don't believe in yourself, you're putting it out there. It's almost like a dog that knows when somebody is afraid of it, they will bite your ass. People are the same way. They can smell it on you. They can smell when you don't feel confident. The one thing I wish I realized a few years back that I realize now, this coaching business actually isn't as hard as we seem to think it is. It's a lot of work, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of motherfucking work, but it's not as hard as we think it is. It is about personality, guys, and you can't teach personality. You can be taught how to run Instagram. You can be taught how to run a like page. You can be taught how to run a successful challenge group. You can't be taught personality. We all have personality. None of us are the same. So if you just show your personality and you vomit your personality all over the place for everybody to see, they're going to love you. But you have to be confident in your brand. You have to be confident in putting out there and just not freaking care. And that confidence will take you. It will take you so freaking far. Like, I can't even explain it to everybody. And basically, this year, I'm proud because I feel like I grew a set of balls. I feel like I grew a set of balls that I did. Look at Brian. Brian's face, he's like, I made her grow those balls. He knows it. Look at his face. He's all fucking confident about it too. I had to be comfortable with the fact that I have built a really good reputation for myself that I didn't realize until my own coaches told me and some of my customers have told me, where people know me, people know that I'm honest, people know that I'm friendly, that I'm helpful, that I'm real, and that I truly, truly, honest to God, do care. So why am I afraid of the rejection? Why am I afraid to share an opportunity with them of coaching? There should be no reason, because you know you built a damn good brand when people are posting your shit that you're interested in on your wall. As I said, there's dick pics all over my wall. I didn't put them there. People that know my brand put them there. There's those under boob things, those boob towels that's going around freaking Facebook right now. I think I've been tagged in that about 50 times last week. And I'm proud, not because of the boob towels, because I really wouldn't ever touch those things, but people know me, and it makes me proud to know that I'm being real enough that people know me. So at this point, what I now do is I have a to-do list every single day, and I make that to-do list first thing in the morning. And I rank my to-do list on what's a non-negotiable for today and what can maybe be pushed aside. Because the other thing that I noticed in, especially in the Hustle Club, I know a lot of people were starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed because they're like, oh my God, we've got Facebook ads and we've got Instagram and we've got this and we've got that. I'm not going to tell you that at times I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of shit we have on our plates right now. But we don't need to make it bigger or more complicated than it is. Life is fucking complicated. That's just how it's going to be, and we got to figure out how to deal with it. So what I do to make it a little less complicated, I make my list of things that I need to do. Things that need to get done today, things that can wait till tomorrow. And you got to just prioritize it. You have to post every damn day on your wall or in your free group. You have to check in to your paid challenge group because people paid your ass to be in there. You got to check in. You have to show up every day on whatever form of social media you're doing. You have to do your workout. You have to drink your shake. You have to be consistent, and you have to know yourself. And you have to be confident enough to understand that this coaching opportunity is one badass fucking opportunity that you never want to walk away from, that could change your freaking life, and that can change everything that you see, hear, do, and whatever. Because it can give you confidence, it gives you this family, this community, it gives you more than anybody can ever realize. And everything that you love about coaching right now, write that shit down and share with people. Because who the hell wouldn't want to do what you're doing? Who the hell wouldn't want to see your smiling face and be a smiley person? I have a coach on this call right now, Louisa. She just signed up yesterday. And she was in the Glimpse into Coaching group a couple weeks ago. And I checked in with her, and she gave me this whole long list about why she didn't want to sign up, or the concerns that she had about signing up. You know, and she was like, I don't know about health and fitness like you guys do, and I don't think anybody would care about what I have to say or do. And she gave me this list of stuff, and instead of running away from it and being like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to fucking answer this, I smiled the biggest fucking smile you guys could have freaking ever seen, because I was like, this bitch just gave me a whole shitload of stuff to freaking content to post now. She gave me a list.
You just canceled.
What? I just lost it. But the old me would have ran away from it and not known what to do with her objections or what she was afraid of. But the new me saw it and was like, you know what? I can work with this shit. I know what to do with it. And I felt so good about what she had to say, because I was like, oh my gosh, she does not realize what this coaching opportunity can do for her. She doesn't realize that this is going to change her life. It's going to change her world. And I was super excited to tell her about it. And I told her about it, and she fucking signed up an hour later. That's all I got to say. But that's all I have to say, really, guys. I think I'm pretty much done. I'm really, really, really sorry to anybody with kids. I'm sorry. I tried.
So that was a really, really awesome call, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it. But did you blame me for not having sex in Punta Cana? Was that part of the call?
Yeah. Yes.
I heard Brian talked to Casey, and next thing I know, I wasn't having any more sex. So.
Well, because he was all focused on, why aren't you doing this? Stop pissing and urinal, get off the pot and do this.
I guess I didn't know it had that effect on him, but anyways, I thought it was an awesome call. And thanks so much for
mic drop. Seriously, I felt like saying mic drop.
Thank you.
Huge, awesome stuff there, guys. And one of the things that honestly, I just want to say that I'm so proud of you, because I could never have imagined you crushing a team call like you did, like you just did. So I'm super proud of you. So smart. And the confidence, like I told her today, she sent me a voice message about the call today, and her confidence just shows so much. So everything that she's been through, all the objections that she's had, all the trials and, negativity and the things that she's questioned about herself, listen to her now, you guys. This could happen to you. And I'm so glad that she's sharing this with you guys. And maybe, you haven't been at this for 5 years or like 6 or 7 years like I have been, but you have the opportunity now to take what she said and apply it to your business, because it's so important. And everything that she said it just rings true. It's the 4 vital behaviors. Everything that she said is just consistency with those 4 vital behaviors. And the fact that she takes these objections that she gets and it's a positive thing, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I have content now, right? Like I have stuff I can share on social media, because every post that we make, we want to be, blasting those objections to people, right? Like that's what your content can be about. So write down all the objections you get and share content that way. I love that you shared that, Heather. That's so, so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I love about Heather is many things, but one of them is that she's super coachable, right? Like I can talk to her and we can have a chat and sort of dissect the issue. Her issue that she talked about a lot in this call a while back was that she wasn't able to figure out what was going on with her business. So we chatted about it, and here's what I saw from my perspective. I saw somebody that had a super active group of ladies who were really interested in her brand, which I've always thought is amazing and unique, and just an awesome positive thing on Facebook. But she wasn't having like sort of the success that she wanted. But another thing I saw a lot was that she was popping in my news feed a lot, commenting on people's things, so that was one of the things we talked about too, was that, hey, like when you are working, what's going down? Like, what is it? And I think a lot of people have the same trouble that Heather had at the time, and that, she had a lot of awesome content going out to the world, and it was being commented on, it was generating lots of activity. But the real magic of this business is behind the scenes, right? It's the private messages. It's how many private messages can you send, and how consistent are you in sending them, right? And then the other thing I think that we identified too is, and a lot of coaches have this trouble, and maybe they don't even realize it, is that they are apologetic about the coaching opportunity, and that they do not invite enough to the coaching opportunity, and they don't even talk about it on their wall enough. Coaches come to me and said, I'm struggling. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing everything you tell me to do, and I'm not having success. And then the first thing I'll do is I'll go to their wall and I'll check out and see what's going on their wall. And you would not know this person is a coach. Like you would not, like there's all kinds of shit on there, but there's nothing about health and fitness or coaching or what coaching has done for them or whatever. So I think sometimes, so one of the things, like I said, she's coachable, and I would encourage you to be coachable and really self-aware. Like I'm analyzing our business constantly, all the time, trying to fix things, trying to get better. Our business was not all rainbows and unicorns at the beginning of the summer. We had a lot of things between the two of us in this business that we had to fix. And we, one by one, we made lists and we went down them, and we're, getting there, and so I would encourage you to do the same thing. And if you're coachable, you're always welcome to reach out to one of us or your upline. And because as Heather will tell you, like if you want it, we'll give you a real honest assessment of what we see, because the symptoms are always the same, right? Like if we're looking at in your free fitness group, and it's popping, it's going great, and we're looking on your wall and it looks good. You're sharing consistently. You're talking about the coach opportunity. You're talking about other things. People are engaging. You're doing the fitness program. You have things to share in that regard. Then look at your private messages, right? Be honest with us. Tell us how many private messages you're sending every day, how many reach outs you're doing, how many follow-ups you're doing, how many invites you did for the coach opportunity thing. A lot of the issues that Heather had, and that's why it's great that she spoke on this call, are issues that other coaches have. And maybe sometimes they know, or maybe sometimes they don't know. Maybe sometimes it's just kind of lost, right, as to what's going on. And I just want to say it happens to, like, you know, losing your way happens to everybody. Just getting back on track is really the most important thing. And we were so happy to see Heather get back on track in such a big way this year.
I just wanted to add, Brian, that you hit the nail on the head there, where I was an idiot, where I have the best shit on my wall. Like, I was getting friggin' 1,000 likes. I was getting comments. I get so many comments on my posts. I know the good shit to post, but if you do nothing with it, then there's just no. Heather posted a penis snowman. Oh my God, how do you?
That's what she's talking about. The good shit, the good stuff. That's what she was talking about.
No, but I have amazing posts, and that's where I was really confused, and that's why I had to go to Brian and Amy a lot, because I was like, I don't get it. People are looking at me clearly because I'm doing these amazing posts, and people are commenting and they're liking, but then it was dead in the water. People are not going to come to you and be like, hey, what are you doing? Come talk to me about it. But if you open the door, you open the door to them by, if they like your stuff and you message them, then you've opened the door and you've opened that thing of communication. And that's where I was going wrong, because that's where I've noticed a shit ton of things changing for me, is because now when I do these amazing posts, I go through it and I message that person within the next day to talk to them. And for people who may be afraid, because I'll be honest with you, I'm still a little bit fucking afraid of the rejection when I post. I'm afraid of people being like, no, I don't want what you're selling, or go screw yourself. I do all of my reach outs for people that I don't know at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's what I do. I just bang them out because nobody in their right mind is awake.
Because no one's going to answer right away, right?
No one's going to answer. Right. No one's going to answer right away. So if there's going to be rejection, there'll be rejection later. It won't be rejection now. And also, the last tidbit I just want to say, people in their live videos, I know a lot of people are nervous. Don't watch your damn video back. I have not watched not one of my videos back, because I'm afraid that that's going to make me nervous, and I'm afraid that that's going to make me judge myself. So I just press record. I go with it. Whatever comes out, I do it, and I hope for the best.
That truly is the key to live video. I don't know that you're ever going to find somebody that likes watching themselves on live video. Yeah. Guys, we never thought our life was going to be so much on live video like 5 years ago. And both of us hate being on live video, but like we want to nail this business. So what other choice do you have? You know, like and everyone, just so you know, everyone is going to suck and feel like they suck in the beginning, and even like long term. Like the key is just to do it and not feel like you need perfection, and just to do it and be done with it, like Heather said. Like that live video is, like we talked about live video too, right? Like a lot, like, you know, you're so comfortable on live video, you should do more live video. And that goes for everyone, you know, like live video is where it's at. And it doesn't have to be, you know, this produced thing with perfect lighting and, you know, what hair and makeup and whatever.
People don't want perfection. And I think I think the thing comes that when, you know, confidence isn't going to come. If you're sitting there waiting for yourself to feel confident to go live on video, it's not going to happen. Confidence comes after you get started. Okay, I still fear live video. I still do it because I know that the more I do it, the more my confidence is going to grow. So don't wait for that moment where you're like, you know, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to feel confident one day. But don't wait, because the confidence is never going to come until you actually take that step forward.
So Heather, thanks a lot for talking on our call, man. You really knocked it out of the park.
Just been amazing.
We really appreciate it.
To watch your growth this year has been amazing.
I am Heather's biggest fan. She knows that, of course. Like, I have been for 5 years, since August. What is it? October 1st, 2012. Yeah, and no, thanks a lot for helping everybody out and being on the call.
Does anybody have any questions, just real quick, for Heather or anyone? I always like to open it up just so that we're not. No? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, Heather, again. Did you have something?
Is anything going on this week that you should mention, or no?
I don't know.
I don't think we have anything going on this week.
Oh, we do. We have a sneak peek tomorrow.
Oh, sneak peek. Yeah,
tomorrow night we have a live.
Heather's going to be inviting lots of people to the
Yeah.
nervous about talking about the
Oh,
coach?
I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore.
By the way, by the way, when I came up with that, you are sensitive. It took me like 3 days to come up with that because I was trying to be as politically correct as possible.
For me, you don't got to be politically.
Well, I still, you know how that is. So, you know, that's a great thing to ask yourself, though. You know, if you are not, you know, building your team as much as you want to, are you sensitive about talking about the coach opportunity?
And why are you sensitive? Like, there's nothing you guys should be sensitive over. You guys have a gift in your hands, and you need to just go freaking share it. Just go share it and don't fear it.
From day one, Amy has not given a crap about what, you know, she has viewed this business as like what it has been for us, a gift. When she was brand new, making $30 a week, to now, she viewed it as a gift, and you couldn't change her mind. You couldn't get her to apologize for asking someone about wanting to be a coach. And I think that's the mentality that, you know, top team builders in this business have. And I, you know, that's all I'm saying is just be honest with yourself and just ask yourself, like, am I sensitive about talking about this? Or what is the reason that I'm having trouble building my business, you know, or building my team? Because I would bet you that's at least part of it.
And it doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter how much you guys are making. It doesn't matter how new you are. You can get out there and share what you love about coaching, even if you haven't made your first paycheck yet. How has it changed your life since you signed up as a coach? Whether you signed up yesterday, a month ago, a year ago, what has happened in your life? Have you gained accountability? Have you gained this friendship, the circle of people around you that you love? Just get out there and share whatever it is that is inspiring you and that has changed in your life since you became a coach. So. And people will come to you because they'll see your positivity and your passion, and they will want to join you. But you have to get over the fear of sharing it. You have to just go out there and do it. Heather can do it. I can do it. Like, all of you can freaking do it for sure. But thank you again, Heather. We so appreciate you, and it's been so awesome watching you shine this year. I know you're just going to kill it every year after this. So
no fucking pressure. Jeez.
We're always
she
pushing
called you
you.
out.
We're always
Let's call her
pushing
out.
you. So what
should Heather's goals be?
5-star. 5 stars coming.
5-star by Summit.
There it is.
Heather has an awesome team of ladies, right? Wendy, Sandy, Sandra.
That's because they all like dick. That's why. See? Look at them. Look. See? Yeah.
She's laughing. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great night. Thanks again, Heather.
Thanks, Heather.
Take care, guys.
All right, guys. Take care.